horse drifted alarmingly in the betting was, Felsted in the morning, continued to drift. It was late on the exchanges to lose. It was something you'd see in a Dick Francis novel, Charles Buttons.
The ground is soft. It's
heavy.
It's soft on times.
It's heavy.
Okay.
Hello and welcome. Yes, it's Sunday sermon time. And of course, big weekend, Champions Day, 200 to 1 winner, 100 to 1 winner, blogger bank busters. We're here again, aren't we? The Champions Day meeting. It's a strange old meeting, is this one, because not everything seems to go to plan at times. Joining me as always to chew the fat is my favourite two people, which is Jonas Lang and Chris. Welcome to the show, gents.
Hello, everyone.
Chris is silent.
Hello, sorry, it's just, it's a really crappy connection everywhere, I think. It's fucking shit, isn't it? Everything's shit.
Yeah.
Come clean, Chris. You were out there tucking it, weren't you?
Before I go on to a lot of rants tonight, this is going to be rantastic. So if that's not your show and you want like lots of fun, you ain't going to get it.
Yeah.
Because this is a rant show. And to be honest, and it's justifiably so, just to start the show off, we're recording at a time when we've just watched the 6 o'clock at Wolverhampton and a horse called King's Hand. I've been in the game a long time, chaps, and went from 13 to 8 out to 11 to 1, finished fast, got beat half a length.
Yeah, it's laid out of its ground, less than vigorous effort from Morris. I mean, he was bouncing up and down, but that's what he does anyway. And yeah, you see, extraordinary. I don't know what they think kind of price they're going to get next time.
That was an absolute disgrace. King's Hand, watch it back, watch the drift. If that doesn't get investigated, come on, man. Again, this is why the game, it's like weak regulation, it's weak leadership on all counts. And that, anyone watch that back before we do the Champions Day review. Just watch that back. Just shake your head in disbelief. Anyway, positive start to the show. It gets worse, I can promise you. Coming on to Champions Day, we had some shock results today, didn't we, chaps? But I want to get John's thoughts, really, because, of course, John, you'll have watched all today's proceedings.
Yes.
I'd like to take a takes, really, from yourself on some of the racing there today. Start me off where you want to start off.
Well, I thought the one straightforward race was the Stairs that started us off.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought, oh, this is all right. And then sort of the rop started to set in a wee bit with the 2-year-old race. The favourite went out like a candle a furlong out. And then I think we came on to the sprint, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, I've come to the conclusion now that there could be a strip of good ground right next to some shit ground, and then some more good ground, and then another strip of shit ground. Because there's nothing adds up on that Ascot Straight. Nothing.
For example, you got the far rail doing quite well, despite the clerk of the course producing figures that said the far rail was not the place to be.
You can look at it, Lee, and groups make ground on other groups.
Mm.
On occasion, some parts of that group don't. And I think it's got more fucking stripes in it than a very Newcastle United shirt, to be honest.
Did you enjoy it today?
No. I thought it was quite sickening, to be honest. I mean, whatever was going on, I was just waiting for the horror to unfold, really. I can't honestly say I was surprised with the big price result in the QE2, because the sprint set the tone. We've had that all season with the sprinters. Track biases, shit performances. I mean, the sprinters are shit. There's no getting away from that. Absolutely shit. Anything can win these. It's like a sprint handicap, a Group 1 sprint in this country at the moment.
Yeah.
And the mile race, as I say, the winner's probably found a fast strip up the rails, despite the fact the horse wants a wee bit of cut, I would have thought. But again, we're racing on allegedly good ground. It doesn't ride like good ground. It sends them out like chasers. I don't think the Ascot surface is fit for purpose, to be honest.
There's something quite strange, like late season there. It can be strange even at the Royal Meeting.
Yeah.
We've commented on it, like in terms of wagon form, the tyre tracks left by chariots and stuff like that. You get some really odd races.
No way our showpace course, allegedly, should be throwing up filth like this. it shouldn't be happening.
No, I think it says it all. 100-1 winner, Sachiro's gift, that shouldn't be doing that really to the opposition. There's nothing in the book that says that can do that
Nothing,
to them.
absolutely nothing.
No, and this is the annoying thing, that we spend hours and hours and hours going through races. Don't anyone have to time me that, oh, well, that was a big prize. Fuck off. For the life of me, like, Sachiro's gift has wanted a bit of dig in the ground. Apparently, it was rattling quick today, according to the Fat Rolands. That's what we go on the barometer that Sachiro's gifted in. No problem whatsoever. Like you say, it's as if like strips of ground at Ascot. If you're on it, it kind of works, doesn't it? Whatever it is.
I wonder if there's like lines of drainage.
There's something really weird with that straight course.
I know if you're putting drainage in, you would put like a trench, wouldn't you, and fill it, or have you? And I wonder if it's wherever them drainage trenches are. That's the only thing I can possibly put forward, in all honesty. But I think unless by some miracle they went to all weather racing at Ascot, I can't say me having a bet there outside of the festival.
Do you know what now? I can remember our conversations back in the day, John. You said to me, rip all the fucking turf up and make it all weather. I found you aberrant. I went, fuck off, John. What the fuck are you on about? And the more that this goes on, right, the more I completely concur with you, like in terms of everything that's wrong with racing right now in this country. How can punters have confidence in a bet when you've got fucking strips of ground that it's bizarre? It's fucking bizarre. And people say, you lot are talking shit. Crown of Oaks won from stall 23 today in the Balmoral. Far side ran well. But the Clarks given going descriptions that said the centre was fucking miles faster in the last 3 furlongs. Well, if that were the case, then, well, that didn't happen in Callan Dagon's race. They all went up the fucking far rail.
Yeah, and the thing to remember as well, when the Gimps converge on High Holborn on Monday morning for their assessment of how things have gone, they'll be sat around there rubbing their hands because they'll say what good results they've had for racing.
Yeah, obviously they don't want punters to win. We'll come on to that in a short while. I'm sorry, but this is where I'm at now with the game.
Basically, we had a QA2 winner today that was rated lower than the fucking pacemaker.
Yep. If that today is fit for the Whirlpool, which is what the BHA are after and searching for in terms of expanding British racing, if that racing today was fit for that, I'm sorry, it's a straight no. It was a disgrace. We just need a fair track that just doesn't have these ridiculous biases and that we've watered over the years and years and years and years. And all of a sudden we're getting, we called it wagon form. We've had horses spreading across the track. There's no racing line, as you've said. There's 12 runners. We've seen it this year. There's been races of like less than single figure runners that are split into 3 groups.
The point being, mate, as well, there's nobody in authority that even thinks there's a problem.
No, of course they don't. Why would they think there's a problem? Like you said, as long as the till is ticking over.
The old grass flowing, give the ashtrays out after the last 2 races. Everybody's happy.
I didn't see that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, she turned up to give the ashtrays out after the QA2 and the champion stakes. I don't know if she stayed to give Agus a quick glimpse of it, flipping the skirt up or something, but...
Yeah. Anything on the ITV coverage that you saw that was worthy of comment, positive or negative?
Roby Walsh did his best from the analysis chamber that they've locked him in. Francesca Kamani looks as though these days I think she's reading an evening paper and just making it up as she goes along after that. Combatants, shall we say, is just ridiculous. I think we had James Doyle interviewed about 9 times this afternoon.
The Doyler?
He was on screen more than Matt Chapman.
And that takes some doing. Matt will testify. Matt loves the old screen and the microphone.
I thought the coverage was pretty darn awful, to be honest. I never got the impression it was a special day or there was any excitement about it or anything you'd want to sort of get emotionally invested in. It's just everybody's going through the fucking motions in this sport.
lackluster, wasn't it, John? That's what it was.
Well, it's hurtling towards the cliff edge, and everybody's just farting about.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Let's come on to some listeners' questions. Pincy's been on. He said, really pleased that Callandagan showed his true colours. It was impressive. What was the riding ombudsman about there? No way you are coming behind the winner in that straight. John, thoughts on that?
Callandagan had taken a while to overhaul Calacana in the King George. Buick probably thought he had a horse with more toe. And given last year's evidence, he probably thought last one to challenge takes the pot.
We did say on our pod when covering the race that Callandagan ran better than City of Troy on the numbers in the Juddmonte last year. You rightfully called out that Callandagan might not be his best at Epsom earlier in the year. That was a good call, a really good call. Nice flat track again. Callandagan shows turn of foot he's got. Some of us thought he might be a bit soft, but that's clearly been put to bed.
I think he looks a hell of a lot softer over 12 furlongs, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's 10. Like you said, he likes a good pacer on that.
Yeah.
Riding ombudsman, would you criticise it, or is he just not as good?
Yeah, he's probably totally really keep Callandagan in your sights, challenge as late as possible. Don't get nabbed like you did at Sandown. Everything points to Buick being told to ride him like that. I wouldn't blame Buick in the slightest.
No, fair enough. Bill Carson's been on Champions Day at Ascot, complete with its shit track bias and surface, which of course we're a bit puzzled by it, Bill, to be honest. Why is this meeting not a Newmarket? You don't need a half dozen phonies in a den to know that, John.
Well, it's a meeting I've proposed ever since its inception, to be honest. To my mind, some fairly useless cunts came up with the idea, Qatar Racing, David Redvers, etc., etc. They're not people I would listen to on the future of the sport, how it should be run or how it should be structured. But there we are. These are the people that have the ear of the BHA and the likes of us aimed as agitators and people who cause problems.
There you have it, Bill. Like straight from the horse's mouth from John.
Yeah.
Many years in the sport there. Matt said this comes on to the one that won the Everest. Car Ying Rising. This has to be a wind-up post, surely, right? Because the acid test for Car Ying Rising has to be the 6 furlong Group 1 at Royal Ascot. Impressed in the Everest, but can't take the form seriously, unfortunately. This is a wind-up, isn't it?
Gotta be.
If Asphora ran in the Everest, she'd be like fucking tailed off. Car Ying Rising would destroy any European horse over 6 furlongs. You could take any odds, if that turned up at Royal Ascot. It would piss up.
To be fair, the Japs would.
Our sprinters are shit. I think it's a King Kong horse, though, isn't it? I think.
Whoever came over to wave flags and make a noise would and probably could take any odds and just collect them and fuck off back.
Let us move on to Randwick now and their show, which took place on Saturday. And I've got to say, I was up early this morning and I did watch it. I watched all the coverage and the Sky Australia coverage, and it left me a bit jealous.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you why. There's some people that's commented the crowd was a lot of young people getting pissed and this and the other, which we sort of see here as well, like growing the younger audience, which we'll come on to in another topic on this show. Nevertheless, I was jealous because people were enjoying it, betting. They've got minimum bet liabilities over there.
Betting is a grown-up activity, don't they?
Yeah, there's no problem over there. Yeah. And it shows you how our industry is fucked. We pointed this out with European horses turning up in Australian events in recent times. And the reason is because the prize money in the Everest is fucking stupid, right? You've got a $20 million Aussie race, which equates to, I think it was £9 million for the winner in GB pounds, right? Let this sink in to every trainer that listens to this podcast and every person in the UK horse racing industry. They paid down to 10 places. And the 10th place horse, I kid you not, got £354,000.
Sweet Jesus.
So the only way you couldn't earn anything, a 12-runner field, if you finish 11th or 12th. You'd say to Anthony Britton, Anthony, fucking... Mondomedge.
Yeah.
Right?
Stick your in.
Send Mondomedge out there. Hold the fucker up. Because there'll be horses that fucking run below form and just fucking run to shit. Yeah. Hold it up, right? And get 10th, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's like an old Sadiq play, isn't it?
It'd make you bloody season, wouldn't it?
354 bags. Yeah, Mondomedge would do that. I think this is the worrying state of the game. You look at Ramwick and how raucous the crowd were there. We'll come on to the BHA here, in a way, because the BHA obviously is a dragon's den, apparently, in attracting young people to the sport, John.
Well, they've got together with Flutter. They're going to have a Dragon's Den style forum where people write in with their ideas, and people that the BHA and Flutter select can go forward and face the panel and pitch their ideas to the panel. So we know for a start that anyone suggesting a sound funding model for racing is going to get the big heave-ho from Flutter. Straight away, you will not get in front of that panel if you have anything regarding racing's finances.
No.
Not a hope in hell. I'll tell you that now. Bar Stewards exclusive. Anyone with a fiscal plan for racing does not get a sniff of that plan.
The way I see this is I was extremely disappointed. The BHA have done some good things. RE the Racing Tax, they've woke up that Big Corp are there to screw them up the arse. But now they're sitting down with Big Corp. How the fucking hell are Flutter sitting down at the table when clearly this is about cultivating young wagons? Is it not, Chris? Surely.
It should be, yeah. I do have an opinion, but frankly, I find the whole debacle so depressing. I just don't really care anymore. But I agree, it's absolutely bizarre. John's right. Any ideas to improve racing's finances won't get a look in, will they? Because it's Flutter. The whole idea should be treated with the contempt it deserves and be disregarded. Although my idea is for a transgender, quadriplegic, lesbian trampolinist awareness day at York Racecourse. I think that's my pitch. So if you're
that
out
would
there,
get funding.
yeah,
100%.
I'm going to have it.
You get funding for that project. You probably start a Quango on that as well, I think.
Definitely. Yeah. Yes, I'm sure.
This is how depressing it is, because when you think about it, if I had a future career, and obviously my racing time's probably coming to an end in terms of being able to get on and this, that, and the other, which we all know about. They don't want winners. They're not interested in cultivating the sport. They're absolute varmints. But that aside, the one thing I did want to do was educate youngsters and help youngsters on the path of their journey in life in terms of like going into gambling, and if you ever do, and educate them at a young age. In the past, I have so much passion for racing, but like I would actually change my thesis, if you like, into, well, there's absolutely no point you coming into racing, because if you win, you will not get another bet.
You're not welcome.
Yeah, you're not welcome, right? You've got to be a wagon. The selling point is not there. That's my point to all Big Corp that keep going on and on and on about the Bar Stewards' involvement. We say Matt Zarb and everyone else, and the Social Market Foundation in terms of tax policy. When you get criticism like that, I'll put it back on them and I'll say, how do you fucking sell a sport, Chris and John, that you're not allowed to win?
You can't, and that's why it's beyond being a Sisyphean task, i.e. where you're just forever pushing a rock uphill. You've got no chance. It's dead. It's finished. It's gone. We said 2 years ago that the sport has a very limited life. Well, it has. It's simple. There's no point bothering engage any of these projects. It's all gone. It's dead. When you get initiatives like this coming out, a lack of ideas, a lack of leadership, an absence of imagination, let it burn. Fuck it. I don't care. And I'm sure there are lots of people like me that will find other ways to spend their money.
Back in the dim and distant, shared a bottle of Bundaberg rum with the Racing Post journalist Paul Haig.
Bundaberg?
Friend of mine. Yeah. And we were kicking ideas around, like where racing was falling short on the marketing front and what they should do to address that. And we both sort of agreed that the idea that really stood out was the fact that you should challenge people. And we came up with the slogan, "Are you man enough for racing?"
Well, that's dead now. Can't say that.
Well, imagine trying to get any traction with that now.
Got no chance.
No.
Yeah, are you man? Oh, that's a problematic word.
Yeah.
That's excluding women.
Yeah.
That's excluding X. That's excluding
But
Y.
at the end of the day, it's a grown man's game, betting on the Aussies.
Yeah,
and that addressed.
And fundamentally, 99% of punters are men anyway. But, you know, they have this notion that we want to attract young people. Well, they may very well do, but they're going to be young men, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what's depressing, guys, right? The fact that...
everything.
Well, yeah, this is a really depressing episode. I'll put a full warning on this episode.
Health warning, yeah. No laughs here.
Isn't a funny one at all.
Fucking desperate.
We have to report these kind of things. So this Dragons Den, you know the type of people that's going to be on this panel representing punters. And absolute cunts.
And mostly, you know the type of people that's going to get selected to go in front of this panel as well.
Well, correct. Exactly right, John.
There's all the type of chimps that enter the fucking tipstar competition on the fucking racing TV.
The sort of people that want to, the sort of people want to be MPs.
Journalists from the bloody piss-all Racing Post. And all the rest of it. People that haven't got 5 minutes experience in the sport, but they use all the fucking buzzwords, inclusivity, diversity, get the fucking paraplegics in. Fuck off.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
We've absolutely zero chance of any representative of the bar stewards on this. Zero. If you could do a minus figure, I'd do it. Zero.
Minus 2 million% chance.
Probably the HBF will, because that's who they... But do you know what pisses me off about the HBF? They're all fucking modelers. Modelers are the downfall for me, of punting, because they haven't got any fucking skin in the game. They make the 2 and 3%, or the 3 and 4%.
People that put themselves forward for these approved forums.
They're not punters. They don't live and breathe it.
Opposition. They're the house person, and we know what word.
Do they own horses? Do they fuck?
Do they bollocks?
They just fucking skim off, because they've developed a model.
They're parasites.
I'll tell you what they are. They're a Starmer's Labour, the approved opposition when the Tories were going to shite, and they didn't risk Corbyn coming in and actually
the parasites. They leech off the system, skimming their 1, 2, 3%. They're not punters.
They believe in nothing.
No, not whatsoever. Racing's a vehicle to be able to get some money. That's it.
Not like you, John, when you reminisce about fucking Moller's Colours and fucking Jeff Ragg or Stout back in the day. There's no skin in the game. They've just come into the game and found an edge and thought, we can automate this system to make 3 to 4% or 5% a year, just churning away by algorithms. They're the people that's advising the BHA on fucking punting.
They're not representative of punters because they're not punters.
No.
They do not gamble. They have a model that
skin in the game.
Yeah, none at all.
Thank you as well on this podcast for James Noyes and, of course, Matt Zarb Cousin for giving me the chance to speak as skin in the game to MPs at the round table, because that in itself was quite vital, because this is someone that's experienced it. And also, these guys, they ain't lumping on a fav at fucking Catterick at 2:30 thinking, right, this is the fucking wages for the next 3 months. The guys at the HBF, it's all about, we can make 3 or 4% trading this. And what a load of bollocks. I just think the representation will be terrible.
Yes.
As always with the BHA.
Of course it will be.
The BHA, they so disappoint me, because they've gone from being, I thought, yes, come on, Julie Harrington's fucked off. Come on, let's have some fucking oomph. And they've gone straight back into Big Court's pocket. Straight back into it. I can't have a bar.
They are kind of like senior civil service. Whereas, if you read a lot of politicians' memoirs after they leave office, and I don't read many of them, but most of them say the notion that a politician in government can fulfill a manifesto pledge, it is a lot more difficult than you think, because there is this bedrock of civil servants who are imbued with a particular ideology, a particular worldview about how the world operates, and they will do everything they can to block implementation of policies with which they do not agree. And so an organisation like the BHA, which is a quasi-civil service organisation, is staffed with people from a particular background with a particular view on how the sport should operate. And whatever new brooms may be introduced, I don't know whether Lord Allen is finding any resistance or whether it's too early to call. It might be that a lot of his ideas are blocked by that layer of civil servants that sit underneath him. And I'm afraid that's just the culture of these sorts of organisations. They act like a hive mind, and if they don't agree with what you're saying, it ain't happening.
The trouble is, Chris, as well. You look at the
Yes.
Jockey Club Stewards board. It makes no better reading. Lady Caroline Warren's on there as a steward. I mean, John Warren's wife, Baroness Harding.
Good, of course, yes.
Cardio Harding, for Christ's sake, you know, with her track.
Trying to sell them gas masks or whatever it is she was trying to hawk last time. Yeah.
While this panel leaks of old money, we can point out that this week at the sales, someone else that kind of reeks of old money, shall we say, seems to favour appointing people from the right background.
Of course.
In the key positions, that usually means having parents who are probably first cousins and a massive gap between the bottom lip and the throat where the chin should be.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I don't know the lad's parentage, but I saw him on telly this week, and he definitely has a chin.
Yes.
He also has something that ought to disqualify him completely from any sort of key player role for racing.
Right.
He has a bucket load of understanding of the gravity of the situation facing the racing.
We don't want that.
And that's Peter Stanley, who's in charge at New England Stud. He was on the telly this week. His understanding of the situation is absolutely bang on the money.
Yeah.
Why he isn't in a key position similar to that was occupied by Nevin Truesdale, I do not know. If he's been approached and turned it down, fair enough. If he hasn't been approached, I would ask the whole of racing why the fuck this fella isn't in a key position.
Well said, John.
You know? I mean, obviously the Stanley family are steeped in racing history anyway.
Yes.
He came out about the sales, you know, he said people think that, and the government thinks, we're having a good sale. But whilst the sales are seemingly strong and in a good place, it's all foreign money. Yeah. The bloodstock industry is hauled below the waterline, and nobody should be celebrating how good the sales are because we're in a desperately precarious place.
This mirrors what has happened to this country over the last 30, 40 years. We've allowed foreign investment to buy up utility companies, train companies. We've given away our manufacturing. We don't make anything. We don't own anything. We are simply a vehicle for overseas money. That's the UK for you. Why should bloodstock sales be any different?
The one fella that I've seen spoken to who would fit their criteria for a key position, who I feel could offer the sport any sort of insight and organisation because he gets it. He gets the fucking situation.
Well, he's immediately disqualified then, isn't he? He's out. Yeah. We don't want your type. Fucking gloomy, isn't it?
It is. It's a fucking shit gloomy. Sorry for you guys that rely on laughs for this podcast, but fucking hell, we need rants because at times, fucking Jesus, look at the state of affairs at British racing and the decisions they make. That's the thing, this Dragon's Den thing. We've had questions on this. Osmosis has been on Joss Apiafi and Liz Truss's side. Which 4 dragons would the Barsters not want to see in the Den at York in February, and why? Osmosis, this is my own opinion, right? I don't think it matters. They're going to pick who they want to pick, and they're going to be absolute fucking knob jockeys because that's how it works.
Yeah, whoever rates in with the knob jockey idea that corresponds with the knob jockey idea they've already had, they'll get picked.
I mean, I've always hated Dragons Den as a programme anyway, because a lot of those so-called dragons who are sort of portrayed as commercial geniuses are all distinctive for one reason. They got lucky off one idea.
Yeah, bought property.
All their subsequent ventures and ideas have all turned to shit, but they got lucky off one. But they kid themselves that it was actually genius rather than luck 99% of those people cannot replicate their wealth. People are not lucky. The person that's landed the 717 acca, the life-changing acca, that's it.
And they rob the poor bastards that's pitching to
Of course they do. They turn them over. I've got a story of somebody that in an early season pitched successfully for some sort of vegetable-based dog treat, right? They were manufacturing it successfully. One of the Dragons picked it up. They signed some awful contract without proper legal advice. And basically, they had to buy the vegetables from the Dragons company. But the contract was constructed in such a way as that if they didn't meet production targets, the Dragon would assume complete control of the company. And guess what? They missed their production targets because they were not being supplied with enough potatoes and vegetables from the Dragon's company. So it triggered the default clause. And after 6 months, he had the business off them. Broke their hearts. They lost everything. So Dragons Den, fuck off.
Absolutely. Amen to that, Chris. Amen, brother. What we're dealing with is a public body as the BHA. Do I think they have the skills and experience to propel racing in the right direction? No. I know it sounds like Thatcher when she said it to the EU in the fucking...
Straight like Khrushchev, niet, and hit the table with your shoe. That's what we should do.
No, they don't. They don't employ skilled people within the sport, and that's the problem. They've gone to food companies and fucking all sorts have come in.
What you just said resonates with something I've got quite a strong belief about. So political parties like Reform will kind of churn out this populist slop, and it will be, we need root and branch review of the entire structure of society. We need to rip it up and start again. What we need is businessmen running it. And the problem is the assumption is that running a country and delivering public services is like running a business. It absolutely isn't. Right? What this country needs is not to change any of the structures and systems, which work perfectly well, but to have a wholesale change of the sort of people that are in charge of those structures, the sort of people that are employed within those structures. Local government, there's very little wrong with the structures, right? Absolutely nothing. But the problem is it's the sort of people that are in charge. That's the difficulty. Same with the police. The police, works perfectly well 90% of the time. But the people at the very top of the police, they're not fit for purpose. Racing structures and governance are quite good. The problem is it's the people running it that's the issue. Change that and I think you'll be fine. I really do. I don't think we need to smash everything up and start again. The kind of populist slop are the sort of people that think that, the new mayor of London should be that fat bloke that sells mattresses on Dragon's Den, or Ant Middleton, who's a fucking corporal in the special boat service. The only time I'd ever want him is to shoot someone in the head. The people that think that running for political office think that, something like being mayor of London is really easy. It's fucking complicated. And you cannot get through the sorts of things you want to do because we have something called the law. So all this kind of populist slop all sounds good on a PowerPoint presentation, but actually delivering it, and that's what the problem Reform have got. There's no detail on how they're going to do it. It's all very what, so we'll send them all back. Send them all back. How are you going to do that? Well, I don't know. Are you going to go house to house, drag people out of the houses? Are you going to, I'd shoot them, sit on, so you're actually going to shoot little boats in defiance of maritime law and international law. You'd be invaded in fucking 6 months by the whole of the EU. What are you talking about? But you see, this is the problem. Political parties are kind of dumbing everything down. But the reality is running and delivering services to from local government is complicated. And guess what? It doesn't make a profit. So all these idiot businessmen say, I'd run it like a business. You'll find that most of the services that local government provide will not provide you any profit. So what are you going to do? Stop adult social care, school meals? Well, what are you going to do? This is the problem. And I think ideas like Dragons Den are really populist, simplistic ideas, trying to provide a solution to what's a really complicated problem. But I won't listen. You'll get them headlines and that's it.
So the question is then, could me, you and John do a better job at High Holborn?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's not arrogance. That's saying, you don't know. We absolutely could, 1,000%. Why? Because we understand the subject matter. Now, if they said, I don't know, could you run the Home Office better than the politicians? My answer would be absolutely fucking not. because it's complicated, it's hard, right? But because I don't understand the subject matter. But horse racing, I understand the subject matter, so absolutely we could.
There you go. Vote for bar stewards as head of the BHA. Kick them all out. Kick them all out. Revolution, not evolution.
Comrades, I see tanks surrounding High Holborn. There's a coup.
Get them out of there. Get them out of there. More questions here. VW Horses and Cricket has been on. After spending a week and a half travelling around the 5 British racecourses, York was the best. Of course it is. But it's God's country. I love Salisbury, though, as well. That's a nice part of the world, very near Stonehenge. What is the bar steward's favourite provincial course? There are sort of many delightful courses in the UK.
Loads.
Today.
There are some beauties out there, aren't there?
Yeah, there are some really nice courses. It's a difficult question, this. John, out the box, is there any course that you're quite fond of?
I like Thurston. I rather like Hamilton Park. I think that's
I like
nice
Hamilton. I do like Hamilton. Yeah. What about Hexham, though, for the views?
I'd have to be going to the views, though, because I hate the racing that's on there.
Imagine you've got a Yankee friend and he comes across and he says, "Hey, John, I want to view a great race course, John."
I'd tell him I'd just had a cancer diagnosis and I couldn't travel.
Yes, and I'd ask with that accent, have you just had a stroke?
Oh, fuck off. I've tried there. I've tried as well.
You've done very well. You've tried, and you've got a gold star for that and a Ribena.
This is where I would take the Americans.
Yeah, and if he talked like that, I'd fucking leave him there.
Yes.
You bastards. It's been a good show. It's been a ranty show, and I apologise to listeners. You do.
No, don't apologise. I don't pay for it.
No.
Fuck 'em. If I don't like it, fucking don't listen.
Fuck you, listeners.
Honestly.
Fuck off.
Yeah, fucks to you. If
Absolutely,
you don't like it, fuck off.
And the listener, fuck
Bert Doncaster's been on.
Fuck them all, bar two. Let them fuck each other.
It's one of John's topics, which is champions full bollocks. Same old shit with a question mark. John, yes. I haven't had the chance to watch this, but you have.
Well, you're in luck, in all honesty.
You're in luck.
Because it's one of the traitest, laziest pieces of fucking television I have seen in my entire life.
Yeah, man.
The same old format with 500 grand added to the winner this year rather than last year. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Absolutely despicable. Just a plethora of talking heads saying how much the next race means to them. Then a few quick snippets of the race, and then the same talking heads come back and say how much that race meant to them. It's literally that's fucking bad. It could have been so good. We could have had punters, horse feed merchants.
That's where you're wrong now. You go straying off the message.
People coming back from being warned off. Exchange shops.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of fucking angles you could come at this game and find some interesting people instead of a load of fucking rich boys competing for 500 grand in a time when nobody in the country's got a pot to piss.
John, you make a good point. You make a good point here in terms of if you were doing a series like this, you'd come from the heartbeats of racing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course you would. Where there's personality, where there's action, where it means something. This is fucking rich people. It doesn't make a difference who wins the 500k.
No.
That's what's so fucking annoying. Anybody watching that, they're sat at home competing amongst themselves who pays for their coffee in the morning.
No, you've covered this really well over time, and I totally agree in terms of, you've even said yourself, you've had mainstream ideas off of this, and you should cover the trainer that's struggling, the owner that's struggling.
Exactly, the trainer, he's had bills from the private school he's got his daughter at, but he's not quite managing to pay them. What does he do? He tries to set one up for a touch. Imagine the fucking interest in something like that.
Oh, yeah. It'd be intrinsically very interesting.
That is great TV. Someone that's struggling.
But no, we have the same old, and then the ITV team chirping in here, there, and everywhere, saying how much it means and how great the fucking jockeys are. Well, I'm sorry, we've had 10 years of trying to promote jockeys. And the thing is, unless they ride you a winner, in the main, the dislike of a little twat.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to take to them on a personal
I don't
level.
know if you saw it, but did you see the nauseating stuff regarding Champions Full Gallop and the red carpet and this, that, and the other?
Yeah, it's all bollocks. Yeah, can't be bothered.
They can't even wait till somebody's watched it. They have to congratulate themselves on a job well done. Racing all over it. It's written through racing like Blackpool fucking Rock.
Yeah.
Oh,
If it wasn't for horse racing, they'd be in the fucking circus, wouldn't they? Let's be honest.
yeah.
You know, there's no personality. I mean, I don't care what they think about anything. I'm not
And
interested.
then, I mean, this gets the BHA seal of approval, and then in the next breath, the BHA are asking for suggestions how to make racing more inclusive.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're showing a competition with fucking rich boys trying to win 500 grand.
Yeah.
That an opportunity that'll never ever arise to anybody watching the fucking show.
No, that's right. It's them and us. That old saying. It will never touch the lives of the people that.
Stupidity is off the graph.
And that's why they've been relegated to 10:45.
Yeah, because it's rubbish. No one wants to watch it. It's boring.
It's absolute tangent. I'm watching the fucking Avengers in black and white.
Yeah, it's good.
All episodes of the fucking Air Bear Bunch.
John, I'm watching fucking Steve Inman online. All about
watching John Inman would be more interested in that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Steve Inman is the best Twitter account that's ever been developed because it makes you feel good after a bad day.
I've got the Hair Bear Bunch box set going at the minute rather than watch fucking Champions Full Throttle.
Producers laughing at us.
That does actually beg a question for our listeners as well. Who do they think is the muckiest bastard in all these cartoon characters? Because have you noticed they all wear something on top, and none of the fuckers have pants on.
Well, that's very true.
Hair Bear, Peter Rabbit. They're all the fuckers there. Pooh. No pants. In case he poos. What? Why?
It's true. It's very true.
There you go. Like Jonas rants are the best. JD Smith's been on, and he says, by all accounts, the large bookmakers think they are keeping horse racing going out the kindness of their hearts.
Altruistic.
Wouldn't it make more sense just to have a total monopoly on all horse racing in the UK? No, straight away to that. Media rights to show racing could only be booked by race courses who drive revenue towards racing and not towards the bookmakers. The simple thing is, what I would like to do, Mr. JD Smith, this is my opinion, is to rip it up and start it all again. Because these guys have absolutely took the piss. Big Corp have took the piss out of racing. They destroyed ground racing. They're on the process of destroying horse racing, as we've seen with sales abroad, etc., etc. That's the model. People still buy horses because they love the game, but they will sell. If you finish third in the Britannia, it's gone to King Kong, and that's not a good thing. You should keep them here. The prize money levels are paltry, and it needs revamping completely. Thoughts on this, John and Chris?
Well, Big Corp are like lazy buffaloes. They shit where they eat.
Yes.
They can't be asked after they've eaten to walk on 20 yards. So wherever they've eaten, they stop anything growing back by shitting on it.
Well, they've had it so good for so long that they feel that racing cannot survive without them. So, and they have an enormous sense of kind of entitlement.
And Racing Pandas to that, Chris.
Of course it does. Gross profits tax. You need us.
Rap's been on. Good evening, Pete.
Rap, as in M&M.
Rap podcast.
No.
It is Pete. You've met him, John. Who are racing's traitors and faithful? And who is Claudia Winkleman pulling the strings and generally stirring the pot behind the scenes? What's this about? I don't know.
No, but she's got terrific hair, though, hasn't she? Claudia Winkleman.
I think this is a television program called The Trade.
Oh, is it? I've never seen it. Is that on sort of commercial television? Is it? I don't want.
No, it's on BBC. They get
commercial television. Not in this house.
This is Alexandra Palace. This is the BBC. Britain is at war with Germany. That's all I listen to. I promise you.
You get selected members of the public and lock them in a castle with Claudia Winkleman.
Oh dear.
I think they have to decide who smuggles the shampoo in for her or something.
I've never seen it. I'm not even familiar with the concept, so I think.
No, I've never actually watched it myself.
No, life has passed us by, really, isn't it?
Yeah, clearly.
So, sorry, Pete, we don't know what you're on about, mate.
Fuck off, Pete.
Yeah, suck my cock, fucking cunt. Yeah. Lick my balls.
Absolutely. Definitely there. Macadori's been on. He says, a wee tip when getting a late night kebab, right?
Yes.
Have any of us done this?
I can't afford kebabs. Can't afford it, can we?
Fuck off. Chris, you have. Chris, you love a kebab.
I'm partial to meat of indeterminate
Yeah,
origin.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what it is, but it's meat. Could be sort of human torso, murdered hitchhiker,
Meat
couldn't it?
kebab unspecified. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a top tip,
Go on.
apparently.
Go on.
Wee tip, when getting a late night kebab, always get an extra large, an extra portion of naan, and your breakfast is sorted for the next day. We've all done
It's
that, haven't we?
Scottish.
We
They eat
literally
anything
all
up there. They deep fry Mars bars, so I don't really think there's much value in that tip. I mean,
He's in Ireland.
Is he? We said we. Don't they say we in Scotland, or is that sort of? Well, I don't venture north of Watford anyway. Macadori sounds Scottish, doesn't
No,
it?
that's Rory in Ireland. That
Macadori, Scottish.
Producers confirmed, official.
Yes.
yeah.
He's Irish.
We're even worse, that lot, aren't they? Fucking hell, they eat anything. Not like us Southerners. We're gourmets and gastronomes.
While jellied eels remain on the menu,
Yes,
you shall remain silent.
Filthy things, jellied eels. Absolutely foul. I agree with that. I mean, who eats that? Christ almighty.
The jelly's all right.
Nah. Honestly, no. So
Absolutely.
naan bread for breakfast is his tip. Yeah, could be. Or
Yeah.
whatever it is, or wrap or
But-
pizza.
One question to finish the show is from the producer.
All right,
actually.
go on.
Yeah, she kind of like intrigued.
Is whatting?
Boo, to boo people. Should it be acceptable
Is she on
to
drugs?
to boo?
What kind of question is that?
Boo general life situations, i.e., Mrs. Burns, your tea. Boo.
What? I understand the words, but not the order in which you said them. What's she on about? Is she on the Valium or
I mean,
something?
she's fucking rad.
Yeah, she's gone, man.
So somebody does you a bad turn, you start booing.
It is dreadful.
If you're going on a cruise, you want to do a bit of an Amy Bradley, like shove her over the side. That's what you want to do. Get a new,
Yeah. Chuck her out.
get a new one.
Yeah.
Trade up.
Yeah.
Make a few quid more. Yeah.
Let the sharks do their thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Find some old girl on a cruise with a few quid. That's what you want to do, isn't it?
We can't. We have nobody else that works the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, stay, Jess. Please stay. We didn't mean it. It's just a drink.
Well, that's it. She has the power right now to say. I can hear some booing now in background.
Yeah.
She might just say, no podcast.
Yeah.
What do I do?
She's made herself indispensable.
There's a single point of failure there.
She knows she has power. She knows.
She could sack us straight from the Sunday night show and leave them with their end.
Christ. What you want to do, Lee, is you want to try and get like a backup team of engineers. Because you can't have a single point of failure. If she's ill, what are you going to do? I would suggest like Moldovan cheerleaders. What do you reckon? I work very well, Mr. Keys.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Moldovan. Jesus Christ. We're stretching this, aren't we?
Yeah, I'll be
fucking hell.
You'll be stretching something, I promise you. That's for sure.
What we need is Elon Musk's Doge team. Bring them in, they'll let us straight off for starters.
Why do I have to work with no clothes on, Mr. Keys? It's in the contract, love. You signed it.
I like that, but it's not as good as your fucking Des Donovan.
No. Well, I don't. My knowledge of Nova.
But that's a 9.9.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Des Donovan is fucking.
Yeah, hey, fuck you, say you bastard. Yeah. Hey, fucking that fucking half.
I've laid this fucker
Your man's
out.
had 10 grand on the fucking thing there, Which horse? Hey, fucking that fucking horse. No, it's fucking Thursday, yeah? And he said, yes, Thursday. He said, well, Thursday, well, possibly. I don't know. Possibly. Then he'll ring up and say, did you back it? I said, yeah, of course.
Just one subject I have forgot, just to finish, because it made me laugh. John did the question thread, and he said, betting shop manager of the year, right? That the racing purse seemed to hold in high esteem. God knows fucking why these days. It's full of chimps and apes.
It is. Most of the time, most of them, bless them.
John put, this is quite amusing, even for him, quarter final. So it's a quarter final.
Yes.
Not filled. John, have you been following this?
There's only 7 shops left. Flutter, who are going to be part of the Dragons' Den thing, they're on about shutting 57 shops.
Yes, they are. Yes, 57. That's right. Yes, John.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's how the BHA want to take the game forward. People that's getting out quicker than shit off a shiny shovel. Yeah. Well done, BHA.
And we'll finish the show by saying that sadly, racing's going in a direction that it only wants wagons. Even myself, that would love to educate youngsters in terms of the game and how gambling works, mathematics, etc., I could not even encourage any of them to come into racing. And that is a very sad indicative of the sport these days. Everyone should take note of that because it's correct. Losers are only welcome, and it's not fair. It's not fair. On that depressing,
On that bomb,
that depressed finish, we'll finish it and we'll come back next week. I can tell you that it's more positive next week because we've got Kevin Blake on. Kevin Blake will blitz you all in terms of how he's doing it on the breeding and bloodstock side. But that was a good podcast to do. Thank you, Chris and John. Bye for now.